Welcome Gemini, Dadhichi here from astrological.com.au, and what a month it's going to be with a new moon starting off on the 1st of October. It's the month of October in question. A new moon in your 5th house of love affairs and creativity, along with that expansive and beautifully placed Jupiter. You know, the 5th house has to do with your future karma. Not many astrologers are aware of that. Having a new moon there can show a distinct shift in the direction of your life. Sure, it has to do with love affairs, relationships, and that can indeed shift your path. But when we take a look at the fact that the future is very much to do with your own internal creative processes, the creative visualization process, and the power of intention, then the new moon, which takes place on the 1st of October, really sets the month off on a completely new pathway. So it's quite likely that you'll feel a resumption of your creative processes. We see also that Mercury is back in its direct movement, Mercury being your ruling planet, being also in the 4th house of peace of mind, and also moving away from the North Node, that shadowy part of the heavens which can create some confusion in a person's life. So the new moon, coupled with this clean sort of exit strategy of your ruling planet, is really quite a telling sort of pair of celestial events, giving me cause to suggest it's a positive breakthrough for you. The other thing, if that wasn't enough, we also see Mercury having just passed the triangular aspect of Pluto, making you extremely intense, very focused, and we see that along with Mars and Pluto in that 8th house, that you know, you're working through some deep psychological stuff. That the 5th house is also I guess the spiritual mind, along with the 9th house. These are the triangular houses of your horoscope. So the 8th house is the psychological stuff. These are the barriers to experiencing fulfillment. But if you know how to negotiate this internal psychological environment, you are likely to make some amazing breakthroughs during this period, and to release these problems from within your psyche. Mercury is the dominant force in your life, so I'm going to focus more on that and speak about this. Actually, we've been talking about the thematic approach to doing your readings, and what you see with that new moon in the 5th house with Jupiter is this power of intention along with Mercury. So the theme for you this month is intent. What it is you're hoping to achieve, and the confidence that you need to move forward on this, as well as having some pretty good opportunities there in terms of your love and your romance. If you're currently in a relationship, then this is a very positive omen for you know, dealing with those people, meeting new people. The 5th house is also children, along with your inner child. So those of you that are parents can expect some really nice sort of communication with those people in your life. On the 11th, there's a beautiful conjunction of Mercury, your ruler, to Jupiter in that 5th house. Mercury moves into the sign of Libra on the 7th. So straight after, you've got the 4th house, then the 5th house. These are all lovely positive placements of your ruling planet, accentuating what I just talked about there in terms of your 5th house creative activities, romantic activities and whatnot. There's a problem leading up to the 14th, however, when your ruling planet moves to that right angle of Mars. That's that 8th house Mars. 8th house is shared finances. 5th house, as I said, is children. It brings the energy of the 4th house, which is domestic. There could be some disputes or misunderstandings financially over things related to payments of mortgage, rental, renovations. Fourth house is also to do with vehicles. It moves out of that fourth house, but I'm still getting a sense that there may be some lingering slight frustration with your most significant partner. There again we see Saturn still there in your seventh house, which is probably the largest cause of concern for you. That is going to be there for a while longer. So fortunately you've got all of these other really lovely elements happening around it to counteract and balance the issues that we see there. The opposition on the 20th of your ruler to Uranus is also one that makes you less focused. We've seen that tremendous focus that you've had, and then there's a bit of a dispersion of your intellectual energies and an abrupt sort of movement from one topic to another, from one place to another, from one person to another. So you need to keep yourself anchored through that specific aspect. And on the 25th, then Mercury moves to the not so favourable sixth house. So issues of health, debts, and enemies may come into the picture. Mercury does move into the triangular aspect on the 30th, which is a nice note to finish on the 30th, and that is actually a career aspect showing something that you've wished for may happen at that time. You need to clarify the edges, get the substance, not just the generalities, because Neptune is known to be a little confusing in that sense. So look, stay tuned. In the meantime, go and have a look at your monthly reading in depth at astrology.com.au. Destiny Engineering with me. Take a look at the introduction. It gives you an overview of what I believe astrology is all about, and on a more personal note, delving into those issues that these sort of general readings can't give you. Till next month though, Gemini, take care. Look forward to your company again. Bye-bye.